For 11, they say, can you please write the rule of the nth term of the geometric sequence 3, negative 9, 27, negative 8. What is the 7th term? First of all, we need to know which formula we're using, and that is a sub n equals a sub 1 times your r raised to the power of n minus 1. That right there is the first formula. Now, in order for you to work this out, you need to know who your first term is. And can we tell by looking at the sequence?
Yes.
Who's your a sub 1? 3. Can I figure out who my r is?
Yes.
How do I do that?
Negative 9 minus divided by 3.
Negative 9 divided by 3, which is?
Negative 3.
Negative 3. And then you would try one more. 27 divided by a negative 9, which is still a... So what's your r?
Negative 3.
Negative 3. Now all you do is plug it in. Now we could actually get the right equation before we actually substitute the thing. So we'll do a sub n equals, who's my first term? 3 times my r, which is who? Negative 3 n to the minus 1. So this is the formula, but the question is asking for you to find who? A sub 7. So we have a sub 7 equals 3 times negative 3, 7 minus 1. This would be just a formula. But it's and so you need to find a rule in order for you to find the 7th term. Now, what's 7 minus 1?
6.
So what is negative 3 to the 6th power times...
Why did I get 729?
Negative 287.
2,187.
Thank you.
What happened?
Why is negative 3 to the 6th power so big now? I got negative.
I got negative.
It's negative.
Is it negative?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
No, because the exponent's even.
It should be a positive. Because negative 3 to the 6th power, and there you go. If you don't put parentheses, that's why it doesn't do it. We need to make sure we put that parentheses. When it's asking for the infinite geometric series, we're going to have to use this. So make a note here, infinite, if I could write. So for the infinite series, this is the formula you're supposed to use. S sub n equals a sub 1 over 1 minus r. Now, how do you know this is infinite? What's on top of the sigma? The infinite sign. So, I need to find out who my first term is, which is what?
3.
It's going to be 3, and who's my r?
2 over 3.
So a sub 1 is 3. My r is 2/3. So really all we have to do is just plug it into everywhere.
Miss,
Yes?
which one is the one where the r has to be less than negative 1? I mean less than 1.
It's not for this one. Or maybe it is, but it should work for all of them. It's going to be less than. So my 3 minus over 1 minus 2/3. Make sure you put parentheses around this. If not, the answer is going to be wrong. The sum of the infinite terms will be 9. Is that what we got? Yes?
Open response.
It's going to be just like this. You're going to get a paper. Well, I typed it up, but everything's open response. Alrighty, so for this one, we need to find your a sub 1 because it's still the same thing under the same instructions. Find the sum. So we're using the same formula, so I'm going to rewrite it. S sub n equals your a1 over 1 minus r. Do I know who my first term is? 1/2. Now, what is happening from 1/2 to 1/4? Now, remember, this is a geometric because it's going to say in the instructions. So what can I multiply that 1/2 times to get a negative 1/4? A negative...
I don't understand. Why aren't there any colors?
Because this is your series, you're trying to add them up.
Negative 1/2.
It's a negative 1/2. This is your R, this is your ratio. Now, if you can't figure out just by looking, then do negative 1/4 divided by a 1/2. That would give you a negative 1/2. And if you do a 1/8 divided by a negative 1/4, it will still give you a negative 1/2. So, the sum of the infinity numbers is your first term, which is 1/2, 1 minus a negative 1/2, because that's your R. So go ahead and plug that into the calculator and tell me what you get. I didn't get a 3. If you put the parentheses in the right spot, you should get a 1/3. Now, if you didn't get a 1/3, plug it in until you get that and we'll wait. So this is recursive and it's asking us to find the first 5 terms. When they tell you that a sub 1 is already what? 3. So then who do I have to look for next? A2. So I'm going to plug in 2 and then A2 minus 1. And what's 2 minus 1?
1. So it's A1, so it's 3.
2 times 3, which is 6. Then we're going to find A sub 3, which is 2 times A, 3 minus 1. And 3 minus 1 is?
2.
2. So this is, now who's my A sub 2? The 6. So 2 times 6, which is 12. Now remember, and recursive is the only one that you go back and you use the previous number. So who's my A sub 12? I mean A sub 3. 12. So now I'm looking for A sub 4. 2 times A, 4 minus 1. And 4 minus 1 is 3. So it's 2 times
12 equals 24.
which is 24. And I just need, am I done? I need one more, right?
5, right?
Yeah. So then 2 times A, 5 minus 1, which is the fourth one, which means times 24, which is 48. So what are my terms? 3, 6, 12, 24, and 48. This right here is you listing the first whatever problems. Are we good? All right. Now,
Do you want us to list them at the bottom?
yes.
Like that?
For 17 and 18, it's asking you to write the recursive rule of the sequence. The sequence may be arithmetic or geometric. So first we need to determine, would this be arithmetic or geometric?
Geometric.
Arithmetic, because what are you doing?
You added 22.
Yep. From 11 to 33 plus 22. From 33 plus 22 equals to 55. So it is arithmetic.
Isn't it A-N?
So arithmetic tells me my D is 22. Right? Now, do you remember the formula?
Yes.
A
sub n
equals A sub 1.
N minus
Yesterday it was just D
Oh.
plus A. It's a new formula. It's what we learned yesterday.
What is this formula?
But you can write
This is your recursive for arithmetic.
But you can write it like A-N equals A sub 1. Like flip the D and the A sub
It's
n.
supposed to be like this.
Is that right there?
So your A sub n equals, well, what's my D? 22 plus A n minus 1. This is all it's asking you to do. Right there. That's it. Okay, so this one is like the very back that we did, where they give you a function. So in this case, my function is 2x plus 1. And it's asking for us to find the what? The first 3 terms, and they're already telling you x sub 0 is who? 1. So then I would do,
2.
find my first term by putting 2 times ax sub 0 plus 1. Well, who's your x sub 0? 1. 2 times 1 plus 1.
3.
So my x sub 1 is 3. So there's my first number. And then you go off and find x sub 2, which is 2 times x sub 1 plus 1, 2 times 3 plus 1, so x sub 3 is 7. Oh, sorry, x sub 2, yes. X sub 2, just trying to see if you guys are paying attention. And then you find your x sub 3 by doing 2 times x sub 2 plus 1. So that's 2 times 7 plus 1, which is 15. Now, I believe the test is going to be pretty simple, not that bad. Questions? No?